Today we're making lavender goat milk soap. Put the goat milk and ice. I use distilled water to make ice cubes and added my lye. Goat milk will turn it a little bit light yellow. The only way to stop that is to put the whole thing into an ice bath, which I used to do when I first started, which I quickly realized I didn't need to go to all that trouble. So, you stir it up, get all the lye dissolved, and because it's goat milk, I run it through a sieve to make sure any particles stay behind. Now the purple mica I put in the bowl, and then I stole a little bit of oil out of my silver pot here and mixed that up real good. And on my next soap I'm going to show you what happens if you don't do that. This is a quick one, so it doesn't take long. Most cold process soap is fast unless you've got a lot of pouring detail that you're going to be doing. Waterfalls or I mean, there's tons and tons of techniques out there that take some time. But I'm just doing simple soap today. Now you only need to emulsify the soap. You don't need to go crazy with it. Just get it together with your stick blender and then go ahead and pour it into your color. Now normally this doesn't set up quick. Sometimes it does though, so you want to plan to work quick. I'm deliberately not going to do that today. I want you to see what happens. I have notes on all my recipes so I know what they're going to do. This one is actually going to set up fairly quick. So really what you need to do is do a quick mix and then get your purple in there. I'm taking my time just so you can see what happens if you don't hurry. This is what I call over-mixing. You do not need to mix this soap. All that stuff about trace and this, that, and the other, baloney. All you got to do is emulsify it. Now see how it's already starting to set up? This should be a hoot. Oh, it's still pouring through. Okay. You can see that the soap is setting up and the purple is still pretty liquid. It's interesting to see what happens. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the swirl in the pot like I should have done right away. But it's fun to show you what happens if you don't do things right. So when you pour it in, now you're going to have liquid spots. And if you try to tamp it down, it's going to splatter. Now the way to avoid the different way the soap is setting up as far as the purple and the white is to put the same amount or an equivalent amount of the fragrance oil into the colorant. That way they'll set up the same. Or if you do what I normally do, I normally get it all together and in the mold immediately. I'm just doing this to show you what not to do. As expected, didn't want to tamp down. Now normally I don't tamp down soap because when I pour it in the mold it's still liquid. And I don't end up with bubbles and holes and problems. That's why I'm doing this to show you. Also, I'm taking some extra so I can have some samples. Instead of piling it on top too high, I'm going to steal a little bit for samples. Normally, I make my recipe big enough to accommodate 12 samples, but I recently got a bunch of lavender soap samples, so I don't really need them. So I'm just doing about 5 or 6, I guess, is what this will end up. They're put in a little brownie, a silicone brownie container, and they pop right out, and you just wrap them with some saran wrap, put a label on it, and I like to include them in, well, every order that comes through. As you see, it's still pretty liquidy on the purple. Now the other thing you could do is take a stick and run it through, but you risk getting holes in there, which I don't want to do. This is normally such a gorgeous soap. So I will fix the top and push down any spaces I see and try to get the purple across there. And then I will add a little bit of lavender buds, which lavender buds are tricky critters. I've bought so many different lavender buds through the years, and I found a place where they're purple, and they stay purple. Most of them, they might start out purple, but they'll turn brown. So you might want to look for that. Smell wonderful, and I keep them in a Tupperware type container, and they stay pretty and purple. And there you have it. That is lavender bud goat milk soap. And I'll come back and do a cut and post pictures after. Thank you.